So, study of the Bible. As you can see, the New Testament and the Holy Bible. So you see, looking up. So God looking at himself, right? As you can see. Contents. Old Testament. So if anybody want to know what a Bible looks like, now you know. So, if you read these, you're close enough to know who I am. But this, so stick to the Old Testament. Old, not the new version. Okay? So, both is weird, isn't it? Old Testament, New Testament. So, what do you see? I see 6 boxes. 1, read. So as you can see, the Genesis, Exodus, and then a number. Alright? So you see the name right there, Joseph. So why was Joseph back in the days as kings? So now look at the next century now. What do you see? Job, Psalms. So this must be Solomon. Alright? Now look at the next era. What do you see? So these are David now, the line. So this is before Jesus came. Malachi. Look at that name right there at the end. What does that kind of remind you of? Matthew. So, where's Matthew now? Right after the end of Old Testify. So, who's Malachi? Joseph. As you can see these names, try to remember them. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Weird, right? Now look at this. You got Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, and thing. Look at that. Kind of weird, right? Both are explaining the same thing in the beginning and in the end. Read the stories and see if they don't contradict each other. Old and new. 2,000 years of a story trying to mount up to 4,000 years of a story. 2,000, New Testament. 4,000, Old Testament. What era are we in? 6,000. So this is 6. 1, 2, 3. So all together it's 4 until Jesus came with 2,000 years ago. So you can see how it's copying now. Matthew, as in Malachi. That's when they told Egypt to leave and go to North America and become the native because they forgot everything about the Egyptian and aliens and all that. So Matthew, you know what I mean? That's to baptize in Jesus' name, right? Mark and Luke and John. Now check this out. So, do you see what I'm trying to tell you? So who's the testifying testimony? Now let me speed this up for all of you. You see it right here? Overview of the Bible. Now why is this there when it's over here? At the beginning of the New Testament now. Life in the New Testament. Life in the New Testament. Really? What does that mean? Just saying. Bible study help. Okay. And what does that say? Overview. See the pages? And what's the pages? Overview of the Bible. So, what is it describing? The numbers are all the way up to 7, right? Okay. You see, Malachi and Matthew. Almost 600 page of Old Testament testifying about the Lord in Jerusalem and his people Israel. Israel is a people, meaning black people. Jerusalem, not a house of gods and all that, for the covenant, you know what I'm saying? If you really go back 6,000 years from the Old Testament. Now, the New Testament begins. The thing about the Old Testament, do not add on to my words. So how is it a book is written if God did not write it? Just saying. And if God did write it, shouldn't this story not be in this story? The Old Testament? Just saying. New? Old. Malachi has a testament. All these people had a testament. Jesus, Joseph, David. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a testament. So why is only one God people pray to say I can find God, although Jesus is praying say, God, I need you. So can you see how long the Old Testament is from the New Testament? As I said, 600 page, 200 page. Pretty small book to worship a God. And how many people? 12 different people, stories in this. And that's a God? Now get mad at me if you like. I would tell you not to take it offensive. Only because your lack of knowledge. But right now I just inspired you to learn more. But instead, you're probably grinding your teeth. As I said, I'm supposed to write a book about this century. About the things that man do wrong. So how is it possible that someone wrote a book before me? Just kind of weird, right? Famous people of the Bible. Famous people of the Bible. So why is it that everyone is sidetracked and prays into Jesus? That's the thing that I'm trying to tell you guys that is ticking God off. He said he's a jealous God. So why everybody's saying, oh, I found God through Jesus? Yes, I understand you, ma'am. I found God because of David, King David, Solomon, Psalms. Like, hello, Psalms 23. For so loved the world that he gave the only begotten son. Yo, hello. How is it that people want to say that they know Jesus before any other before? David, Solomon, like Moses. Like, come on, people. You're putting a lot of other famous people of the Bible aside. It's very disrespectful to God because each one is the one Jesus learned his lesson and teaching from. So you guys have to think about the things that you're doing to the one that you're saying you're worshiping and praying to. God said he's going to call a host because he tried to find a multitude of people or a woman that's divine, and he did not want to find one in all the nation and multitude. I have a lot of friends, a lot of female friends. Are they true? Hey, everybody have their own thing to do. Maybe that's what God means. How could you be true to me? When I ask for your help, you're saying I can't help you? Now you understand when to give everything, right? So come on, guys. I'm only a teacher. I'm at my worst. But still, I got hope. Because that's what God's trying to teach us, is hope and faith. For me to be called, Jesus, to tell a story about a man when he was born, just like any other baby stories. But the thing was about the story is, there's special details in it. Like, for existence, the myrrh and frankincense and gems. Nobody talk about those things about the wise man. 3 wise men, and brought him gift. So if this story is real, it's actually in my palm of my hand. If you're getting my drift, it's the Word that is God's name. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word became flesh, and molded and manifest. Without a thought, without wisdom, that thought will not be there. A thought will not utter, much less mold and manifest, without a cure or care, or a person, much less a need for it to exist. So dark entity, you have to think about the things that does not exist and why it's trying to exist. A dark matter can only go off with energy that is a negative energy, is a negative pulse. It's like a magnet or static, like static electricity. It's all balled up together. That energy is what the world is now. But the electric pulse from one, it's a gleam of a light that glows in the dark. It's hard for shadows to hide. They vanish in sight. For if I say, if Jesus is coming, why is it that everyone expect this person to rise from the dead and to come to say that he is God? It makes no sense. So, to intelligent fools, you're really ticking God off. As you can see a man looking up to the sky. But his pigment is not what it's like. For my hair is like wool, like a sheep, which means a Rastaman, and my skin is dark like the night. Who have written this, cite these words? Solomon, King David, to Delilah, his concubines. You guys are studying something, but the proof is in the Bible. The famous people of the Bible. It's not just Jesus pulled the printed name. There is so many. For all the centuries that we live, for my name shall be. But he said, my name will be amongst the stars, as I already am. The only person named left to go amongst the stars is Elon Musk. Elon must be a star, and his name will be in the sky. Why? Because he joined my people. Who has recite these words as well? Jeremiah. Jeremiah was so because he was in the courts. Blessed Father for the day. So you see how I take my notes. And it says should not write in a book. The only time I write in this book is where I left off. The word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord when the kingdom and the earth. Says again. Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, go and speak with King Adon and tell him, and saith the Lord, behold, I will give this city unto the hand of the king of Babylon. Now, do you guys understand the king of Babylon? Do you know that? Who's getting nominated? But check this out before y'all jump to conclusion. Donald Trump, yeah, whatever. But there's also Canada getting a new leader. You don't know who is whom until you read the Word of God, because God is just God. But He tells us things to come. And then it shall escape and out of the end, but the something taken So as I said, this, I'm reading with you guys. I can't do this. This is my study. This is how far I've came. Is what you all need to know. And what is to come. God's going to give it to Babylon. So Babylon already learned to do good. That's why God is giving the power to him. Because people are lawless. And there is no right or justice or the law for God to give Babylon the law. Like how, who gave Joseph the land and sheep and everything? Babylon gave Joseph, a poor man, that authority. You don't think God's going to give authority to the... Come on, guys. Blessed to all and understand my lesson. God told me to tell y'all to stick to the Old Testament because he tells me to write the book about the things man do wrong. And do not add on to my words. As I said, there's many names. This is why God did not like. That's why he told us to leave Egypt. Because people worshiping animals and idols. Listen, please. Shadows are called the Watchers because of people that they use. They're exhausted because they can't get people to do what they want towards God. In January, broke. You know how many people are broke in January in Canada? 30 days. We get money on the 19th. Everyone get GST like the 10th or the 15th. Me, I get nothing. I got like $2 to do my laundry. Because God told me to wear the clothes that He brought me. And people brought me a lot of clothes. So I gotta look fresh and clean like a king, right? So God told me I'm in the Heritage City. So you guys are my foster kid. But the world also, my kid's going to teach. That's why I have my shepherds. To teach my shepherds. Because you guys are my sheeps. Or their sheeps. It's a good story. My dad was a good man. And taught me. Woke me up before the sun shines. And God wakes me up before the sun shines. Coincidence, isn't it? And I have a line of the Holy Grail. My house is a temple. I have demon in a building that I contain them at a river. All these things are written. Shh, sorry. Sorry, Father. Yeah, this lady is weird, man. She always say a word like my landlord. Mm-hmm. So what's my ship? YouTube. No, guess what the ship is? iCloud. On the internet. And guess what? The solar eclipse came. So God was in the solar eclipse. On the cloud. And that's my ship. I make video and I am God. And I'm on the internet. It's the word that is of God. So do not get mad at me. Listen to who I am. And why God chose this man to be the vessel and to speak the word that is truth, justice, and love. Listen to the word is of God. Do not judge my skin, my flesh, my complexion, my heights, or what not. For I am the same heartbeat and the same blood as you. Blessed everyone, share this video and understand my teaching, because it's of God and God is speaking right now to you. Share forward. Bless it all. One love.